Okay, it's begun. All right. So I just did a little live video in my Study as Stone group, and it got interrupted. And I thought, why don't I just do it in my actual page, because I'll update everyone on what's going on. So I just finished about a month-long tour of Europe, which was super fun, and it was my own special brand of tour that I decided I was worthy of, which was basically meet people as I went along who were musicians and take a very slow kind of tour. So instead of, doing, I don't know, like 5 shows a week or something in different cities, what I decided to do was just take it nice and slowly. I brought my whole family, so my husband came, my kids came, and we took it as an opportunity to show my kids Europe, which they'd never seen before, and to simultaneously allow me to share music with people who had been asking me to come share music, which was a wonderful exchange because it partly subsidized the family vacation. And it was just a really wonderful experience. It's still kind of happening as an experience because I'm here in France. We're still in Europe. We're here enjoying. I'm not playing. I actually had the opportunity to play. I may decide to go play, but I think I'm really enjoying this vacation. It's been a very long time since I've taken an actual vacation. So it feels really nice to just relax and have not a great amount to do. And I know when I get back to Phoenix, I'm going to be involved in a lot of stuff. And to be fair, I'm not entirely on vacation since I'm also coaching for a program that Gary Bodley is doing called Joshua's Unlimited Abundance Bootcamp. So I am one of the coaches for this. So my version of vacation is probably hilarious to some people, but I guess I don't entirely love just reclining and not doing anything. I really like to be doing something, and I enjoy it. So my whole life is vacation in that sense. So what we did is Sud Huddy, this really sweet man who lives in Germany. He has a little ashram in Germany. And he's been asking me to come out to the German Yoga Festival for years and years, and I resisted it. I had a toddler. I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to bring him. Then I was pregnant. I didn't want to come because I was pregnant. Then I had a newborn. I didn't want to come because I had a newborn. Anyway, I had excuses and excuses and excuses. And finally, this year just felt like the right time. So I said, yes, I'll come. I did not know how I was going to afford to do this at all because I've never done a trip, and especially since it wasn't exactly like, a work trip exactly. I didn't really know how this was going to work out. It's ended up working out great. And so we had the absolutely magnificent gift of going to the German Yoga Festival, which I just can't recommend enough. It's one of my favorite festivals that I've ever been to, if not maybe my most favorite. It was just really sweet, and the food was excellent. It was in Germany. Yeah, and I actually never really explored Germany, so that was fantastic. I met up with really talented musicians who, provided lovely accompaniment for me because I didn't bring my own musicians. And I got to meet lots of new people and see a whole other side of 3HO. That's been the really cool part, I think, for me too, is just seeing how the Kundalini yoga community exists in different parts of the world, and not even Kundalini, but yoga communities exist in different parts of Europe, and it feels a lot more relaxed in a sense. So the Germans less so. I think inherently the Germans are a little bit more like Americans, and they like to know their rules. But yeah, it's been super fun. Just seeing how that all plays out. How do people integrate teachings into their life in different ways? How do they feel that things apply to them or not? And what do they select and pick from and choose? It's totally fascinating. So after we were at the German Yoga Festival, we went to Stockholm via Copenhagen, which was probably one of my family's most favorite days because we went to this amusement park called Tivoli Gardens, which was like Disneyland on gorgeous steroids or something. It was just unbelievably, fantastically beautiful. And the rides, some of the rides were, you know, like hundreds of years old. They were entirely made out of wood. The oldest roller coaster in the world, I think, or maybe like the second oldest roller coaster in the world is there. And it's the oldest amusement park in the world. I think it's been, don't quote me on this, but I think it's been there since like the 1500s, something crazy like that. So that was just so fun. There was like something for everyone there. And the way we got to Copenhagen, which is, I think, my favorite part of the trip, was we got on this really short train, and the train at one point, we knew we were going to have to go across water, and we didn't know how that was going to happen on a train. So the train boards this cruise liner, and the cruise liner takes the train to the other side to land. So we get to sit up in this like beautiful restaurant, you know, overlooking the water as we cruise to, you know, to just outside of Copenhagen and get on a bus and go into Copenhagen, which was actually kind of hilarious that they even needed to take the train, because the train went like 20 feet and then stopped once it got on land. So maybe there was a reason for that, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, so after Copenhagen, we went up to Stockholm, and a friend of a friend's, actually Kia Miller, who's a, you know, really great yoga teacher whose class I play for at Bhakti Fest and Shakti Fest sometimes. She has a friend, Sophia Goth, who used to live in LA, and she lived in Stockholm. So she said, you know, you should really connect with her. So we ended up staying at her house for a few days because one of my other events got canceled. So there was kind of some time we didn't have a hotel booked. And that was really lovely. She hosted a little house concert for me, and it was so sweet. And I just played it just by myself, which was really fun. And people knew the melodies of the chants and stuff. It was really heartwarming. And then what did we do after Stockholm? We went to northern Spain in Galicia, and we met a whole other community of yogis. So this was not a Kundalini yoga festival. It was a yoga festival, and I got to headline the festival, which was exciting. And so I played on Saturday night at, like, it was supposed to be 10 p.m., but I think it got pushed to 10:30 p.m. because it's Spain, and they like to do everything late, which, by the way, I am a huge fan of. So yeah, I had excellent, actually, Juanje was on here a second ago. I'm not sure if he's still there, but he played guitar for me, and it was so excellent. I would love to collaborate with him again and know more Spanish so that we can communicate better. But thankfully, the tabla player, who was Indian but who had been married to a Spaniard, I guess, and whose kids were Spanish, he translated for us, Vicas, and yeah, they were just excellent musicians. I really scored. So that concert, that was a big crowd for me too. That was like 300 people who were very enthusiastic. The Spaniards have just been, I think, like, you can feel as the music starts, like you just feel the heart energy come out. You know, it's like this energy that just kind of envelops, and whew, you can feel it. Like when it happens in every audience, I think, with the mantra music, but it feels different in different places, and I've really been enjoying feeling the way that humans express love, I guess, the way that it feels depending on how they've been cultured. I think that's super fascinating. So after Galicia, and I taught a yoga class there, we went to Lisbon. We stayed there for about a week, and that was just for, you know, being with my family. That was when my wedding anniversary happened, so we celebrated it en famille with our kids. And then we took a bus from, we took a train from Lisbon to Faro in northern Portugal, and then took a bus from Faro to Seville. And Seville was gorgeous. I would really, really love to come back there. So if anybody here is a promoter in Seville who wants mantra music, hit me up. We'll be looking for opportunities to do stuff there or just stay there. I mean, it was just beautiful. It kind of reminded me of Paris, but cleaner. And we rented a car in Seville so that we could drive to Estepona, which was where we were planning to just have a little bit of a snooze because we had been traveling kind of nonstop, but ended up getting 2 opportunities to do some concerts, one in Marbella and one in Malaga. And the people in both of those locations offered to pick me up and drive me back. So, you know, Waiguru. And that was, so we didn't end up getting to really see Estepona, which was beautiful, that much. My husband and my kids got to enjoy it a little bit more because they weren't going back and forth doing concerts. And then after Malaga, no, not right now, not right now. I'm gonna check, not right now. After Malaga, we went to, Valencia. Valencia was awesome. So that was sort of the end of my music playing, was Malaga. And then afterwards we went to Valencia and just enjoyed Valencia. And that was an amazing city. I really loved how family friendly and kid friendly Spain was. That was really awesome. Valencia, Barcelona, we flew to France, and here we are. And I'm gonna have to include my kids on this right now. Okay. And there will be more. There will be more ahead.